Welcome to HEMA Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing a sword for big people, the Moc Federschwert. Yeah, so I know I'm short, but this sword makes me feel smaller. It's a huge ass sword. If you whip this out, I'm sure you'll make a girl scream. The general characteristics are 146 centimeters long, 40 centimeter long handle, and 105 in the blade. So that is a huge ass sword. Of course, because it's so big, it's quite heavy as well. This one is around 1.9 kilograms. Now, usually, I'd be a little bit skeptical about swords this heavy, so 1.9. 1.9 is quite a lot. But this one also has a point of balance that is at around 4 centimeters, which is here. So that takes out a lot of the blow. Unlike with the Moc Lichtenauer, which also has a full blade, so even though the point of balance that's quite far back takes out a lot of the blow, you still get a lot of it simply because it is unflexy. It's not so with this one. This one has a really good flex. Other characteristics, so the vibrational nodes, the first vibrational node is here, which is great. The second one is, again, like with the Lichtenauer, a bit lower than I'd like it, but some people like to hold their sword like this, so a bit lower. And for those people, this is absolutely perfect. And of course, the forward rotational point, also where it needs to be, which is at the point. So those are the general statistics. They are quite good, but the whole sword simply works. Now, I did say that it had the potential to hit a bit too hard, but because the flex is so good, it doesn't. This is the flex. So the flex is great. Now, before, Moc used to make swords that were overly flexy for my taste. So he notched it down a little bit, which I have to say I approve of a lot. This is, in my opinion, a lot better than before. It helps more with the bind, it helps more with feeling the sword, and this is as flexy as I'd go. So safety-wise, the flex is excellent. You can stab without fear of anything. Even though it is flexy, I haven't seen a Moc Feder take a set yet, which is quite surprising because they do flex over 90 quite commonly. So it's very well made. The edges are nice and thick as well, so safety-wise this is a good sword. As I said, the point of balance at 4 centimeters, which is quite far back, along with the flex, which is quite flexy, takes out most of the blow. So you can actually hit pretty hard with this and not be afraid of giving your partner a headache or a dented mask, which is great. The crossguard is nice and rounded at the end, so you can see that there, which is also great. And that's basically it for safety. This is a good safe sword. The only issue I have with it is because it's a big and heavy sword, and because it has a point of balance far back, all the weight has to go somewhere. So all the weight goes into the handle and up to here. So if you do get into close quarters and you hit, this sword still hits like a brick, because most of the mass is centered around here in the blade. So that still hurts quite a bit. So just if you're wary of that, if you realize it, then there's not a problem. But if you have someone who likes doing ringen am schwert a lot and then just whacking you with a strong, this is gonna hurt. So yes, that's it for safety. As for miscellaneous, now I'm not sure of the price, but it should be somewhere around 320 to 350 euros, which is a fair price for this sword. If you know any of Pavel Moc's swords, you'll know how good his craftsmanship is, and this, again, it is a wonderful sword. It looks beautiful, the finish is wonderful, you get some ornamentation. You have several types of pommels, all of them beautiful. I'm not sure if you can actually pick one. The thing I dislike about it is the crossguard, which it does look good, but they bend a lot. I have heard of them also breaking quite quickly. But this is a bit of a problem. I'm not sure why they bend. They seem to be quite thick. but they do bend quite a lot and they might break as well. They seem to be quite durable. I have seen a couple break, but they broke after 2+ years of hard use, which is normal for a feather. Remember, steel isn't unbreakable. With hard use, any sword will break. This is a sword I personally would not use, but I would recommend to someone who is big, who likes larger swords, who likes mostly very long handles. This is too long for me. If the handle was 5 to 10 centimeters shorter, then I would probably be using one of his feathers as well. But this is just a bit overkill. So on to the grading. For handling, I'd give this sword a 9. It does handle well, but it is overly large. 145, actually more than that, is too much for a longsword in my opinion. Safety-wise, this sword gets a 10. It's a good sword. It has everything it needs to have to be a safe sword. So for miscellaneous, I'd give it, again, a 9. So overall, the sword gets a solid 9, which means it does get my seal of approval. But there's an extra clause there, only if you like big swords. Thank you for watching. If you like this, please subscribe. And because I am running out of gear to review, if you can donate a couple of euro, a couple of dollars, or whatever your currency is, please donate to this username on PayPal. Thank you very much and have a good one.